Hello, hello, my YouTube friends. This is Richard, and I'm coming to you live from Whistler, British Columbia. Sorry for the internet speed. Sorry for the poor lighting. Let me try turning this on here. Oh, there you go. Now you can see my beautiful self. Anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you. I'm here in beautiful Whistler, British Columbia. I'm attending the Tony Robbins Platinum. He's got tiered membership. I joined the Platinum level. And I'm here with about 300 other entrepreneurs from, I think he said something like 60 plus countries. And we've been listening to billionaire money managers talking about where we are in the economic cycle. We've been talking about what Tony refers to as winter is coming. And basically what that means is we're in the late innings of the longest bull market in United States economic history. And not that we're US focused, but the US market often leads or is the growth engine for the rest of the world. And it's being challenged for that dominance by China. And so we've had multiple billionaires, including Ray Dalio, speak, Howard Marks of Oaktree. We were fortunate enough to listen to ex-Prime Minister Tony Blair about Brexit. We listened to some opportunities in the Middle East. And this is really interesting. Hey, I don't know what happened there. I think I got a phone call on my phone, on my computer. Sorry about that. Anyway, really interesting stuff, filled with opportunity. While we do have some risks in the market right now, I come from a place of abundance, not scarcity. And so I view even the challenge of a winter or a recession as filled with opportunity. Some of you may know I lost my job at the last big crash, which was in 2008. I lost my seven-figure finance career where I ran a $4 billion alternative asset portfolio or a hedge fund on January 5th, the first day of 2009. And I've been an entrepreneur since then. So in many ways, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. While it's, regrettable and it was awful and so on and so forth, I view change and dislocation and chaos as an opportunity, right? Like I embrace risk. I like the risk. I like to feel that I'm being paid to take some of that risk. Some of the best traders in the world, Howard Marks is a perfect example. Google him, Howard Marks, M-A-R-K-S, Oaktree Capital Management. He runs $120 billion for some of the wealthiest institutions and people in the planet. And what he really became known for was in that dislocation in 2008, he put $500 million to work every single week, methodically, clinically, without pause, without emotion. The last 15 or 20 weeks of 2008, when the world was blowing up, he methodically invested $500 million per week, felt no emotion, no pain. And I don't need to tell you, he became incredibly successful by investing $10 billion at the market lows when everyone else was fleeing. This man was investing, and he and his investors made billions of dollars from that confidence and looking at dislocation as an opportunity. So we're here talking about where we are in the economic cycle. We're here talking about what we need to start thinking about. I'm going to film more professional videos where I have better lighting and I have my thoughts organized. But I've been doing Facebook Lives. If you're not on the Facebook group, come over to Short Term Rental University. Look at it for groups, or it's a little bit hard to find. It's a Facebook thing. It's either STRU under groups, or it could be Short Term Rental University under groups. But either way, I've been doing Facebook Lives every day last week. So if you kind of like this Ask Me Anything thing, come on over there and check it out, because I'm going to do Facebook Lives as well. But I miss my YouTube friends, and I wanted to give you guys some insight. If you have any questions, I don't have a ton of time. You know why? Today's activity, I'm going on the Olympic bobsledding race course. So like this dude is going to be doing 4 Gs into crazy turns at, I think they go 126 kilometers per hour, something like 70 miles an hour. So I've never done that before. I'm taking a day off skiing. I've been skiing an awful lot. The skiing is amazing, but I want to expand my mind and my opportunity set. I want to feel what 4Gs is like. I want to feel that fear. I want to feel that speed where I'm not in control because I'm not doing anything. So I'm going to go bobsledding on the Olympic track here in Whistler, and I'm totally psyched for that. And, at the same time, I don't have a ton of time because I've got to go do that. But I wanted to touch base, see if you guys have any questions, let you know what I'm up to. And I've got some really interesting things that Charles and I are working on in collaboration with another YouTuber. So that's probably going to get filmed next March 4th, I think is when we're filming on location. And I don't know when we'll release something. It'll take Charles a couple of weeks probably to get that out. But there's just so much incredible content. And Tony Robbins, I'm forever grateful. The dude has like reawakened my spirit, my creativity, my energy, my excitement, my desire to help all of you. So please leave me questions and comments on how I can help you. In fact, I've been writing my Sunday emails again. If you haven't subscribed to those, check them out. Go to our website, www.str.university, and it's free. Just put it there. But I've been writing some really great emails. I think I'm getting a lot of responses, individualized attention. People are telling me how I can help them, and I'm replying. I mean, it's like legit. So if you have any questions or you need some help or you've got an obstacle or a roadblock or whatever, read the emails on Sundays, subscribe. It's free. There's no gimmick here. But I've been helping a lot of people in some really difficult, personalized things, and I'd love to help you. So check it out. Amir, what's happening? Abner, how are you? My friend Juan, que pasa? Tamara, Tony Robbins is awesome. You know what? I'm speechless. I'm in awe. I mean, it's not Kool-Aid. He's not telling me things I don't know. I'm raising my hand. I'm asking for help. I'm willing to do the hard work. I'm being introspective. I'm all in. I'm sleeping very little, but I'm working really hard. And it's kind of like, getting a personal trainer at the gym. He might help you with your form a little bit, and he might tell you what things to do or to think about, but he gets you to the gym. How many of us say, I want to lose weight, and then we don't do anything? We don't go to the gym, or we go to the gym, but we do a half-ass workout for like 20 minutes, and then we don't see results. Well, the reason that you have that coach there is to hold you accountable and get you to the gym and make sure you're working out, at full capacity, like meeting your full potential. And so I couldn't be more grateful for Tony's help in me trying to reach my full potential. And I'm telling you, I'm fired up. The best is yet to come. And I'm so psyched that you guys are here. There's 26 people live right now. I don't know what time it is. It's got to be 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So it's the middle of the day. And I just, really want to thank you. I want to encourage you to go to the Short-Term Rental University website and sign up for those emails. It's really been helpful for people. And the responses that I get, the replies that I get, that's really helpful for me to stay motivated to write these emails and help more people. And that's my why. I'm doing all of this to help as many of you as possible and as individualized basis as I can. And the best way to do that is in private one-on-one contact via the email. So I found that to be very rewarding for me personally, only because I'm having an impact. So check that out. And then on a more communal basis, I know some of you are younger and don't really like Facebook, and it's like, that's not cool, and let's do some Snapchat stuff. Well, Facebook has an unbelievable community. We have 12,000 hosts there with 12,000 questions and answers and experience share. And no matter what, community and network effect works. So you may have a situation that somebody just faced, and you can post a question there and get a great answer. Because while you might look to me for the answers, I'm just one guy, and there's only so many things I can answer. But we have 12,000 other hosts from all over the world that have tremendous experience, and they share willingly, and they share in a positive experience. In fact, I just posted something today. I didn't like the way the community was handling a newbie's questions. She felt she had a nightmare, and people were being, pretty direct, not negative, but just direct. And I was like, guys, let's take a step back. Let's support her. She's raising her hand. She's asking for help. We're seasoned. We don't view that situation as a nightmare, but that doesn't matter. Like, she feels it's a nightmare, and so let's help her. So the point is, it's a very positive community. And I really like that about the whole thing. So do me a favor. Thumbs up if you agree about the positive community and the support, and if you're on the Facebook group. And then I also want you guys right now in the comments to just say yes. In fact, hold on a second. Where's my thing? So for those of you that read my email yesterday, I talked about getting emotional when my girlfriend gave me a little gift. And this is a nice hat. It's a really expensive hat. But it says yes. And she knew me, known me for a couple of years now. And I guess I'm upbeat and enthusiastic and always see positive. And, I think she likes that. And I hope that you guys do too. And so she found this beautiful hat and it says yes. And, I rock it because, like, what's the question? Well, the answer is yes. Like, we can do it. We can make it happen. I'm upbeat. And so I was standing up. I spoke a couple of times in front of the entire audience. We were talking about asset allocation. I have that experience in my prior life. And so I wanted to ask some more questions. I asked a question to the Middle East person. I asked a question to the Peter Diamandis from Abundance 360, which is really interesting and exciting. And I'll film a video on that too. But, wherever we are, we just have to be positive and upbeat, because when you're in that peak state, you can get through anything. When you're fear-based, you can get paralyzed, and that's just doesn't help you. It doesn't help your family. It doesn't help anyone. That paralysis and lack of action actually retards your growth. And so if I can do anything for you, it's to encourage you to move past that, right? Like, just take that little step over that fear-based hurdle and just get to yes. Yes, yes, yes. I like the yeses. Thank you, my friends. I'm going to go back up and read these comments here because I missed it. Grabaka, what's happening? I don't know if I pronounced your name right. I apologize. Tracy, I love the Facebook group too. Rebecca, I came in a little late. Did I hear right that you were at the end of the longest bull market in history? Yes, we've never had a longer bull market in the history of the United States of America, which isn't a problem, and we can continue to go higher. And I have filmed some videos about, like, what to do and what to think about. And in a nutshell, for the people that are live right now, what I want you to start to think about is, what assets are underperforming? Because here's the thing, and pardon my French, but, like, the crap gets thrown out first. It'll lose more money. So if you have two short-term rental properties and one is doing really well and the other one is down here, it's in a niffy neighborhood, or you had an investment thesis and you thought it was going to work out, and, like, the reality is it's not really working out. And what I'm telling you about, we're about to go into a recession. That's the next move. I can't tell you the timing. It could be tomorrow. It could be a year from now. It could be 10 years from now. But there's no question that the next cyclical move is to the downside. So if that resonates, and you want to take some action, and the reason you want to take some action is to free up some cash, because at the end of that winter or that recession, there's going to be tremendous buying opportunities. We just talked about Howard Marks putting $10 billion to work at the end of 2008, making unbelievable returns. So if any of that resonates with you and you need to free up some cash, throw out the bad stuff, because that's going to get just slaughtered. The really good stuff is going to get hurt too, right? So, like, Apple's trading, I don't know, 170 in this recession. Maybe it goes down to 150 or 120 or even 100, right? Unimaginable. 40% off, 50% off, but, like, it very reasonably could happen. But then you want to be buying Apple at 100, not selling Apple at 100. So if you want to raise some cash, you do it now. And what you want to be thinking about doing is selling the crap. Because right now in this bull market, there are still a lot of people who don't understand what's next. They're not listening to me. They're not listening to Tony Robbins. They're not listening to Howard Marks. They're not watching CNBC. So now is the time to offload assets that are just underperforming. Because if everything goes down, high quality assets go down 50%, the crap's going to go down 80 or 90. And then you might have a real loss. So, not trying to scare anyone at all. Just the opposite. We could continue to ride this bull market for another year, 3 years, 5 years, or to infinity. But my judgment tells me that's not going to be the case. So anyway, yes, we're in the longest bull market. Cookie cutter, what's happening? If so, what is causing the downturn? So Rebecca, if you just take a look at anything in history, it's all about cycles. And what ends up happening is people become overconfident and they borrow too much and they buy more STRs and they buy another car and they buy this and they just got a raise and things are good and they keep buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. And then something happens, and it could be the China conflict. It could be something we have no idea about. It could be one corporation has way too much debt, and now all of a sudden there's like a corporate debt crisis. There's a million things that could happen, but something will happen. And then when that happens, there's a contagion effect. Everyone's like, oh no, and you all run for the exits at the same time. And what I want to encourage you to do is to walk to the exit now before everyone else starts running. If that applies to you, maybe you have no debt, and maybe you're living within your means, and maybe you've got a lot of cash already on the sidelines, then you don't need to worry about it. But if you're highly levered and taking a lot of risk and you have some bad assets on your balance sheet, act. Katie, about to purchase your second STR. You gave me great advice on the first one to list before I finish furnishing. You are awesome. Helping people is awesome. Thanks to you. Katie, you, my friend, are awesome, not me. You did this all. It's 1:30 a.m. in Singapore. Hey, I love that. Thank you for staying awake and being there. I have a good friend of mine. You may have seen him on my YouTube channel before. John, he lives in Singapore. I might be going out there sometime in 2019 or 2020. Eric, how you doing? Rayetta, I'm new. I have 6 Airbnb listings. Should I be concerned about the payouts? No, as long as you've got your bank account set up, I wouldn't be worried about the listings. But, I think 6 and being new is a little bit aggressive, but good for you. Just make it happen. Hustle. Yes. Bridget, grateful for you, newly empowered. Yay for us. Thank you. Let's do it. Wheel Guns, watching from Southern California. I like it. Juan, Facebook group is excellent. I'm watching all the videos since the beginning. Still 1 year. I have a long-term property for 2 years and now an Airbnb with all your tips, second property, 2 reviews in your first property, 5 starts. Juan, just keep going, my friend. Santo Domingo, I like it. And now we got a bunch of yeses and cools and yes, God damn it, Grabaka. I like the attitude, baby. Let's do it. Cookie Cutter, you have so many property for rental. Have you ever used, whoa, something happened here. Have you ever used the help of Workaway Volunteer for your houses? No, I have not. Baltimore, Amir, Brian, thanks for your willingness to provide all you do for free. So many people out there want to rope you into some training that ends up being a teaser. So no, look, the reality of the situation is I really want to help as many people as possible. There are people that have more specific needs, and in the course of time, via these emails and with my work with Tony Robbins and so on, there will be some opportunities for people that rightfully want to pay. We're not going to encourage everyone to pay or whatever, but what I'm learning is people want access to me and to my mind and the way that I think, and there's certain people that want more than I can give away for free or like this general thing. I've been approached time and time again, and I've been reluctant. I've been reluctant to sell my time for money. I don't like that. I like the freedom of my time. And more specifically, I've been conflicted about, am I doing this for like my gain or am I doing it for your gain? And what Tony Robbins really helped me realize, he gave an example. When he started his business, he was in that same conflicted space. A lot of people wanted access to him, more time, more access to him than he had time. And there's a mechanism in capitalist societies, which is like, okay, well, do whatever you can for free. And then if people want more access, they can pay for it. And some people will raise their hand and say it's great. Like me, I just paid, nearly 6 figures to attend a year of platinum events for Tony Robbins. He's working for me so much, he's moving me so much that I view it as an investment, not only of my time, but of my money and in myself. It's like, I'm willing to pay for that. And the returns have been phenomenal. Now, there are other people who are unwilling to pay for that. And he's got podcasts and blogs and books and all sorts of things that you can do. And if that works for you, great. But for me, I want to be standing, and I posted a video in the Facebook group. I'm asking him a question one-on-one about my situation. You know how many millions of people? He can't do that. So the point is, this isn't a lead segment into like some trainee scammy thing that won't work for you. I'm doing this because I really enjoy helping you and I want to help you as best as possible. But what I'm quickly realizing is that there are people that want more help and that want to grow and scale, and that want to take their entrepreneurial spirit to the next level. And they find me helpful. And so I will be figuring out over time who to work with and at what level and what capacity. And if that's of interest to you, then please go to, I don't know, email me. If you're on the email list, email me. If you're not, go to the Facebook group, sign up there, and then direct message me, and we'll keep you in the loop. I don't know timing, I don't know details, I don't know anything about it, but I'm realizing that to really have the impact that I want to have on certain people, and those certain people that want that impact and that proximity, we're going to have to figure out something. So anyway, I appreciate what you're saying, and I appreciate your time and your energy and your commitment to me for free. You know, like, it's good. Paul, what's happening? Ian, England, UK. Thoughts on Lake Arrowwood, California? You know, I don't have any specific thoughts in particular, but there's a lot of information out there. I'd start on Airbnb and just check out what people are doing and what occupancy looks like. Make sure it's legal. Like, the biggest thing, the biggest risk to what we're all doing here on short-term rentals is regulatory. So if it's uncertain, that's a risk. If it's certain, meaning that they charge you taxes. Like in this particular case, I like paying taxes. The reason I like paying taxes on short-term rentals is then the community has become like addicted to those taxes. That's how they fix the schools and they improve the roads and they do all this infrastructure. And it's really hard to turn that off. So that's what I look for in future short-term rental investments is, are they taxing me? If they're taxing me, then it's there to stay. If it's uncertain, then there's probably a better place for me to invest. And if it's already like banned or illegal or anything, stay away. That is not a sustainable business model. Dara, first STR. You know, it really depends on you. If you have interest in hosting and you think you can do it, then learn, do it. There's no better way to learn than to do it. If you want to co-host, then that's a good approach. Like if you just, it doesn't appeal to you, it feels like work, then go co-host. And in fact, I've had a lot of people approach me again via email and via the Facebook group. We're now co-hosting for certain people that love the idea, love the returns, like the yield, have assets that they're not monetizing, but like this all just seems like too much for them or they're not ready. So we're now doing co-hosting for some of these short-term rental university people, and that's going really well too. So if that appeals to you, get in contact with me. Rayada, how you doing? Yes, Jay Preston. Uh-oh. 3 homes, friends. Thinking about putting on Airbnb, but it'll cost about $30K to get me ready. Jay Preston, right now you are getting paid to be on Airbnb. It won't last forever, but for right now, you're getting about 2 to 3 times more than you would in the long-term rentals. So if you're renting anything at like, I don't know, $1,500 a month or so, it's a no-brainer. If your long-term rentals are like $100 a month and you have to spend $30, then no, it's not going to really make sense. But right now we're at a unique point in time, and this is what drew me to the short-term rental opportunity set. We're getting paid. There's a mismatch between how much you get paid in the long-term rental market and the short-term rental market. And like every capitalist trade and opportunity set, they will converge. I'm filming a video on that too. So that's not going to last forever, because here's what happens. The people that are in long-term or multifamily that are getting 5% or 6%, they start watching me on YouTube and they're like, wait a minute, this guy says I'm making 15%. Wow, that's a big spread from 6 to 15. Let me get in there. And so they come in and they don't need 15. Maybe they take 12. So now the spread is, you know, from 6 to 12. Well, and then some guy will do it for 11 and some guy will do it for 10. That's what makes markets work. So right now we're in a great opportunity set. You're getting paid to do it. I think the opportunity is here for, I don't know, the next 5 years or 10 years, could be 15 years, but it's not forever. And that's one of the reasons that I spend a lot of time trying to instill in your heads that this is the best way to become an entrepreneur. You may not view yourself, your identity may not be that you're an entrepreneur. You may have a career, you may get a W-2 salary, you may only be on Airbnb with one property, which is the spare bedroom over the garage, but you're taking risk, you're learning marketing, you're learning pricing, you're learning hosting, you're learning hospitality. That's entrepreneurial. And so once you're an entrepreneur, once you start to identify yourself as entrepreneurial in spirit, you will find other opportunities. And I'm telling you right now, on this channel and in the Facebook group and whatever, especially in the smaller groups where we're talking about, experienced people that are paying money, kind of like when I'm with Tony, we're talking at a more advanced level about me and the opportunity set, what we're investing in, and so on. In those smaller groups, we're going to talk about specific trades, specific opportunities, how we're going to make money in the next cycle, where we're deploying assets, because short-term rentals is fantastic for today, but I don't do anything for like today. I do everything for like the future. So I came to short-term rentals 4 or 5 years ago. I'm here now. I'm milking it. It's working out really well. It's fantastic. But if you watch me in 5 years from now, I will probably still have short-term rentals, but I will also be doing something else. And I don't know what that something else is, but I work every single day to identify it. And a lot of people that know me very well, friends, family, loved ones, my girlfriend, others, like what impresses them, and I don't see it, but they're kind of like Richard and my employees. I run this Brilliant Transportation. It's a global transportation company I started 9-10 years ago. Peter Diamandis was talking about where the future of autonomous vehicles is going. They're going to be moving living rooms. I started a moving living room company, custom converting Mercedes Sprinter vans in 2009. Right after I got fired, I came out with the most expensive transportation service ever. We custom converted these Mercedes Sprinter vans, and the reason I did that was to create mobile boardrooms, mobile living rooms, and we appeal to every celebrity and every super high net worth person. And now Peter Diamandis, 10 years later, is talking about that's coming. Well, I did that 10 years ago. And so my point is, my employees, my girlfriend, people, they think I see the future, and I don't see the future. I just think forward. I actively train myself to think forward. So let me give you a real example. I mean, this was insane. I just installed the August lock in my house in Jackson, and I'm filming a review on it. I've been trying to get it installed for a long time. I finally just got the thing installed, and I was running to Whistler, and my girlfriend was visiting, and it was my birthday, and I was really super busy. And I don't know why, but when I took my dogs out on like the morning that I was leaving, I just said, I'm going to go to my building management company and I'm going to give them the new key. Like, I think they should just have the new key. Really good practice, nothing special there, but there wasn't a plan. It was just sort of like, I changed the lock. I need to get them the key. I don't have any time. But I'm just going to go there right now and just get it done. And then lo and behold, check this out. I was flying from Jackson to San Francisco. I landed in San Francisco, and my guest in my Airbnb, because it's a duplex, so I rent out the downstairs when my kids aren't there, texted me that all the power was out. And so I was kind of like, oh, hello? Okay, I'm back. All the power went out, and so he didn't have heat or hot water. So I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to just use the August lock, let him go back inside. He can flip the fuse. It's never happened before, but he'll go in and do it. And then I realized, wait a minute, we didn't have any power to the August lock. It's connected to the internet, so I couldn't connect to that. So I was like, oh, shit. Like, this poor family needs heat and hot water. How am I going to get them in there? And then I was like, wait a minute. Just this morning, I dropped off the lock, the key, so my management company can let them in there. And I can't say that that's, revolutionary. Maybe we all do that. But I think that the timing of it and the foresight that like this might happen at some point in the future, and then just taking the action, like making it done. It wasn't on my to-do list, like drop off the key. I just did it. And it turned out like the very next day we had an emergency and I had prepared for it and I thought forward. And so the whole point is, and I got to go because I've got to go bobsledding. The whole point is try to start to train your mind to think forward. When you start to think forward, you eliminate a lot of risks. You take some risks, but you're generally rewarded. You're early to the trade, and you always want to front run. You always want to be ahead of the mass of money coming in, right? Because that's what rises the prices and the yields and gets you wealthy. And then, like we are in the 8th inning or the 9th inning now of the longest bull market, once the thing's riding, you want to get out early. That's the name of the game. So anyway, the point being, short-term rentals are here. They're here for a long time. I think there's tons of opportunity. I think there's tons of growth. I think there will be a lot of competition. You know, our channels are growing really quickly, so there's more and more people thinking about this space, and they should, because it's such a great opportunity. But just know, in my mind right now, I'm already thinking about like the future. What's the next great trade? What's the next great thing that I'm going to invest in, and I'm going to share with my followers what I'm doing. And whether you come along for the ride or you don't, or you skip this one and you take the next one, like, that's cool. That's what makes the world go round. Anyway, I've got to see if there's anything here. Arturo, Florida, Rebecca. Okay, I'm trying to see. 7 months hosting. You never got a bad review. That's fantastic. How do I learn marketing better and diversify? I've got some videos coming up about diversification. You know, that's what I used to do. I was a professional asset manager. I ran a $4 billion portfolio for the wealthiest people on the planet and the most successful institutions. And our goal was really simple. And this is what we're talking about right here at Tony Robbins' event, is asymmetric risk return. I want to lose as little money as possible to make the most money as possible. And that's what short-term rentals are right now. It's a very good risk-reward return. But there's other ones, and they're coming. And so I'm looking for them right now. And I paid, like I said, almost 6 figures to be in Tony Robbins' inner circle, the platinum group, and listen to billionaires talk about what they're doing with their portfolio and where they're finding opportunities. Why? Because I want to be a billionaire. No, not really. Money doesn't motivate me that much, but obviously more of it's better than less. But there's so many more things that I prioritize over money, and I want to share that with you too. Like my health, my kids, my family, love, being a good person, being a person of integrity, disciplined, right? Like these are all really important things. And I think if I keep doing all of that really well, sharing love, sharing help, sharing knowledge, if I do all that really well, my life is fulfilled. And then money just accelerates it, makes it better. But money isn't the solution. In fact, we had a billionaire, one of the most successful VCs from China, who's worth multiple billions of dollars, who stood up and was very vulnerable, and I appreciated it so much, and said that he realized he wasn't happy. He made all this money. He has a loving wife and a loving family and all this money. He should be happy, but he was empty inside, and he spent a lot of time thinking about that. So he had always put money as like, once I make money, I'll be happy. Well, then he made a ton of money, more money than he could ever spend, and he wasn't happy. So money doesn't make you happy. That's really important. Money allows you to do certain things. It gives you resources and access. It allows you to do some fun things, and that's wonderful. And I just wrote an email about celebration. It's important that we celebrate, but do not place too much importance on money. That's a slippery, slippery slope, friends. You find yourself in uncomfortable positions, making difficult decisions. Maybe they're not that difficult, but you don't want to, money is not the answer. Thank you. What an inspiration. Take care. Be safe. 21,000, Abner. 4 rooms plus apartment 5. Thank you, Richard. Have a great day. Have a good time. Friends, go to the Facebook group. I'm probably going to put, maybe I'll do a Facebook Live from the bobsledding track if I get Wi-Fi or whatever cellular out there. Or maybe I'll go on the Instagram and do a story there. But the point is, there's a lot of content coming out on multiple channels. This is great because I could do a nice 33-minute live with you. On Facebook Live, they tend to be like 5 or 10 minutes. I do Instagram stories. They're like, you know, a minute. And then I do these really lengthy emails. Yesterday was several pages. It took me about an hour to write. I put a lot of time and thought into that, and that really motivates. That's really deeper stuff. And that's it, my friends. All I can say is the best is yet to come. I'm super excited that you guys are here. Tony Robbins is really, really helping me with clarity and vision. Go ahead right now, one more time. Yes! Yes! Come on, friends, do it. We got this. It's a great day. What is it? Monday, the 25th of February, and we're all here. We're trying to grow ourselves. We're trying to grow our business. We're trying to grow our mind. We're trying to get past obstacles and hurdles, and we're going to do it together. And look at these yeses coming in. Rayetta, Mavi, Abner, Grabaka. I appreciate it. Marius, Juan. Come on, guys. A couple more, and then I got to go. I got to change. I got to go bobsledding, yo. Anyway, Bridget, thank you. Resounding yes. Tracy, Bucky. Listen, guys, I am so humbled, honored, and grateful for your time and your attention. And just know this, you may not see me, but I'm working behind the scenes with the best and the brightest minds to figure out what's next. And I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to tell you what it is that I'm doing in real time, as I've been doing on the OBX and everything else that I'm working on. And like, ask me questions. The best way to do that is via the email. So if you're not on the email list, get there. Rob, Rayetta, Mavi Lopez, Abner. Friends, listen, this is about to go down. Safety first, racing helmet, 70 miles an hour, 4Gs, bobsledding track. Have I ever done it before? No. Am I scared? I'd like to say I'm exhilarated and excited. Yes. Have a great day, friends. See you soon. Amir, Marius, I can't even say enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.